2 years, went from sleeping in your car, starting to rap, to like signed by Dreamville.
It was bad for a minute, man.
Cozz, artist, rapper, Dreamville signee. Do you remember the first time that you met J. Cole?
Nervous as bro. I don't know how to describe it. It's like when he came in, everybody, you could tell all my friends was just like, God damn, that's J. Cole, bro.
You have songs with YG, Kendrick Lamar.
I was walking in and I hear Cozz, and I look and it was Kendrick. I didn't think he was actually gonna pull up. You heard it, and he was like, let me know if you got some room for me on that. And I was like, bro, I'll make room if I don't. Over the years, I ended up getting 2 DUIs, blacking out all the time. I've been writing and recording for 10 years using alcohol. Will I be able to do it as well if I take that away?
You were signed to Dreamville, but also Interscope. Are you able to say how much you get from that? Whatever you can say.
Yeah, I got...
Cozz, artist, rapper, Dreamville signee, LA native.
Yes, sir, bro.
Welcome to Money Talks, man. Thank you for doing this.
Man, thanks for having me, bro.
So I want to start this conversation with your journey, getting started in music. Did you always see it as your career?
Oh, nah, man. So, I think at 16 is when I discovered even writing. So I grew up in South Central, and I ended up going to like this predominantly like white school by the beach called Maricosta or whatever. So because my home school was such a terrible school, and I wasn't doing the best as far as like, I was just kind of, I think my mom saw I was kind of getting into the wrong shit, and she had got me into the Maricosta school, which I never heard of, and I was so against it. And I'm like, man, I want to go over there. I want to go where my boys is going, and this, that, and the third. So I go there, and of course I make friends with the inner city kids as well. And one of those kids that went to the school, he rapped, and his name is Chris Martin. Rest in peace. He actually passed a couple years back, and yeah, he said he rapped, and I kind of took it like, whatever, dude, like, and he spit, and then I was like, man, this dude he's low key hard for being 16 years old, man. And the competitor in me was just like, I want to give it a shot, because I've always like subconsciously loved music. I think everybody kind of has like that. You know what I'm saying, that love for it, but like I really, really love music. Music was played throughout my household all day, every day. So he proposed like, yo, like let's all like go home, write 16 bars or whatever, come back and spit it at lunch. And me and him was the only ones that came back with the raps. And from there, I just kept doing it. I fell in love with it then. And I just kept writing. And then I didn't start recording until like I was like 18, I think, 18. And yeah, bro. So one thing led to another. I just kept going with it, and I dropped Dreams, the first song. I had my homie Mees who made that beat, and another guy were like interns at Interscope and shit. So I met this guy named Tunji, who's fucking doing phenomenal in the industry right now. And we met some other guys who could get the shit up on blogs or whatever. And I dropped Dreams, and from there like went kind of crazy on the internet, on the blogs. Met all these people, all these labels were reaching out. Along that way, met Cole, and the rest is history.
How old were you when you signed to Dreamville?
I was like 20. I was 20 years old when I signed. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I wasn't rapping long either. So it was like going to the NBA from high school.
I was like reading some other interviews you did and stuff to prepare a little bit, and I saw you say you were, sleeping in your car and kind of trying to figure things out. So you basically in like 2 years went from like sleeping in your car, starting to rap, to like be signed by Dreamville. How's your perception of life changed with that? Like that must be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and the car thing was very like off and on. It was just I didn't really get along with my mom, and my mom lived in one place, my dad lived in another, and it was just it was like I didn't get along with either one that well during them times. So the last option, if they kicked me out, I didn't really have nowhere to go, so it would be the car. But yeah, like you said, I think I already kind of had a taste for that, because coming from South Central and then going to that school, Maricosta, was already like a culture shock for me. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I didn't know people live like that, talk like that. Don't worry about the shit I'm worried about. Don't have to look over my shoulder. So that was the first time. And then the second time, like you said, from just having no type of idea what the industry was like, or no connections to it at all, to being signed to J. Cole, like one of my favorite artists, was insane. It was a lot for a 20-year-old kid that ain't never seen it, you know what I mean? But it was also, a lot in a good way too. A lot like it was fun and all that shit too, but it was like, the pressure was on in a sense.
Do you remember the first time that you met J. Cole and how that was?
Oh yeah, bro. I was nervous as fuck, bro. So he was working on Forest Hills Drive in LA, and that's when I got the the call. My old manager, Matt, he's still my boy, Matt McNeil. He went to college with Cole. So when he heard Dreams, he was like, yo, like, do you want me to play it for Cole? I'm like, hell yeah, bro. So Cole heard it and immediately invited me to the crib. And so I went, me and my boys, I had a bottle of E&J, that Irk and Jerk, we call it. Speaking of alcohol, because I needed it for my social anxiety. So we pulled up with the bottle and I met Ebe first. And he had us like sitting outside waiting for Cole, and then Cole came out, and it was like like I don't know how to describe it. It was like when he came in, everybody, you could tell, all my friends was just like, God damn, that's fucking J. Cole, bro. Like, this is crazy. So he comes out and he says, what's up? He tells me how much he love the shit, and immediately like was like, let's go to the studio and play some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt real. Like, it wasn't no buttering me up. It wasn't like the whole nine that I had with the other execs and labels that tried to like butter me up and sell me these dreams and tell me who they gonna fly out and how much money do I want and this, that, and the third. He was like, let's go hear some music, you feel me? And that's what I'm a straight to the point guy too. So I appreciated that. But it was like, yeah, there was a moment. It was
cool.
Yeah, heart dropping moment for me for sure.
And how'd that kind of go from meeting and playing some music to like getting signed and putting pen to paper, and like how'd that all get done?
Yeah, I played them the rest of the songs that weren't out yet. It was only Dreams that was out.
You had one song out.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was fucking, especially for that time, yeah. For a 20-year-old, it was crazy when I think about it. So yeah, I played them the rest, and you know they got to see if that was just a one-off, like, you know what I'm saying. But they heard the rest, and it was like, damn. And what I loved about the situation with Cole was like, even, you know, he was like, yo, whether you sign with us or not, this is how you need to maneuver through this shit. And I was like, damn, he's so real. I didn't get that. People just wanted what they wanted. You know what I mean? He was just like, nah, like, I want the best for you in your career, and like, this is how you should move, and da-da-da-da, and I wish you the best, da-da-da-da, regardless. And that just, that showed me a lot. It was very, very genuine, and so I agreed. Yeah, I was just like, yeah, let's do it with them. I was like, I want to do it with Dreamville. Sounds good, feels good, felt just felt right. And yeah, we did all the lawyer shit, put the pen to pad.
How many artists were signed to Dreamville at that time? Because now it's like, I guess it's
like 9 of us, I think, technically. Well, 8 if you consider Earth Gang a group, so it's just one group. It was only Boz and Omen.
Okay.
At that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was one of the first.
So they weren't like actively out being like, we got to sign a lot of artists, right? Like, it was like a really organic fit like that.
Super organic, bro. Yeah, yeah. I think they were, you know, they knew they wanted to sign more people, but yeah, it was. Yes, it felt very like, yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions around like signing deals and, you know, that stuff. Are you able to say like how much you get from that or how that actually works at that time? Like, whatever you can say.
Yeah, you know, I think I got, so you get like a total, but like, you know, some is for marketing, some is for videos, and some is for the recording budget and shit like that. So I got like a 6-figure total, like around, like, I want to say $600K, something like that. But then my advance was like 100 something, I think.
That's cool.
It was great for me. I'd never seen more than probably like 100 something, $200 in my pocket before. So yeah, that was amazing for me, man. It was great.
You got just like 100K in your pocket, basically.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy.
Were you working other jobs before that?
I had one job, bro, at Pinkberry, bro. Random as shit, because I was over there by the beach. And yeah, and my mom and dad were both like, yo, you either go to school or get a job to live in this household or whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I'll get a job. And then even when I got a job, they still was like, you need to go to school. So I was going to this community college called El Camino for a little bit. But I was lying about it. So I would have to like catch the bus somewhere and just chill and not go to school and shit. And like sometimes I just had a homie, if he was at home, like he'd have a studio at his crib or whatever. And I would just chill over there and shit. But yeah, I worked at Pinkberry and shit for like 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it was wild.
When you got that $600K deal and $100K in your pocket, I guess you quit Pinkberry.
Yeah, oh yeah. I quit before I got signed. I quit when I had a game. The first meeting I had was with the game, and because he was interested in trying to sign me, and I quit as soon as I had that meeting. Like, I shouldn't have, because it was stupid. And
you're just like, I know I got the interest.
So, yeah, I was like, that's all I need. I'm getting the fuck out of here. But yeah, I definitely quit fast.
Did you buy anything right away?
Yeah, I just got a bunch of clothes because honestly, I was going on tour really soon. After the signing, I went on tour with Cole, and then I bought a car.
Nice.
Got a little BMW.
That deal was like you were signed to Dreamville, but also Interscope, right?
Yeah.
How does it work when there's two labels like that? One's like an independent, but one's a major.
Yeah, they're like partners. So I feel like it's to describe it basically is like Interscope is like the wallet. They're like, you know, the one that provide the bread and shit. And Dreamville is the brand, and they provide like the ideas and how they want to run shit and like, you know, how they operate type shit. And Interscope just kind of make sure that gets paid for.
So it's like Interscope is the big guys in suits.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't really have the taste and they're too big. So they go to someone like Dreamville and they're like, all right, we're going to allocate this budget to you guys. And it's like the imprint of it basically, right? And
yeah, pretty much like I think Dreamville goes to them and probably like talked about the partnership or whatever and you know, told them what they wanted and told them their vision and then they become partners.
I want to talk a lot about your creative process. When you signed, were you just like, all right, I got to get in the studio and start making stuff? Or was the project done? Was the first project done?
First project was done. Cozz and Effect was done. That's what I played in before, like while we had the first meeting. So that dropped and we went directly on tour. So I didn't have the time to just be in the studio and work on the next thing like that. I'm trying to remember where. I guess I did because then soon after, well, that was after tour because I dropped a mixtape after Cozz and Effect in 2016, and Cozz and Effect came out 2014. So, but yeah, I didn't get to like just go straight back to work, which I kind of wish I did instead of touring. Not instead. I mean, you know, it all happens, and I the way I look at life is like, man, everything happened for a reason, and it was the path to, you know, where I'm at now. But no, to answer the question, it was tour first.
And then once you got back in the studio, I mean, since then you've had a few projects. What's your creative process like? Are you just like, when I get hit with inspiration, you write? I'm sure by the way, when I listen to music, I hear the writing.
I write.
You're not punching in.
Yeah, I've experimented with the punch. I mean, I punch still, like, but not as often as I went through a phase of like, it was probably just laziness, to be honest, where I was just like, I just want to fucking like go on and do what my heart feels and do it. And now I just do that for melodies. Like I'll just go on and freestyle and find dope flows and then write to those flows. Yeah. That's the better way to do it for sure. But yeah, I write and I usually write when I'm inspired, but I try to write every day just to stay sharp and you know, those don't have to come out. And like, you know, you got to get the ass out, the bullshit out. And then, you know, not once in a while, but you know, once you get the bullshit out and the good shit will come too. So I try to write every day just to keep my mind busy. But the best shit always comes when it's like that, when I'm flowing, where it's like, oh my God, like even on the way here, like I was writing in the car because I was listening to a song and like just shit started coming to my head and I was like, I gotta write it down, which is dangerous as fuck. Don't do that. but it happened, and those are the best moments when it's inspiration, when you're not even like thinking about it. It's just like, oh, this is really how I'm feeling.
There's a great quote by Ed Sheeran where he's like, creativity is like a faucet. Like you got to just like turn it on and get like, or I might be butchering this a little, but kind of just like let it run and get the shit out first. And then it makes way for all the good stuff.
For sure.
Let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to record today. Are you writing the verses in the studio and then recording, or do you have like stuff that you just write for a long time and then you'll kind of perfect it and then go in?
Depends on the day. There's days where like I am super inspired at home and I'll write a whole verse to like maybe a beat that's already exists. And then I'll find a beat that matches. Like I'll have the producer like just make a beat and I'll try to match it to that. And there's a lot of time where I'm in the studio where I just do it there and we're like working together on it. And like I'll hear like a noise or a sound that inspires like a flow and inspires the lyrics and shit and go from there. Or sometimes like I'll be in the studio and somebody will text me some shit and that'll inspire a whole song. So yeah, it really just depends on the day.
Yeah.
It really depends on the day.
I appreciate like your music and all Dreamville music because it's like, I just think now, you know, most rap music is just like artists say, they're like, we make like 50 songs a day and, you know, just punch in everything. And it's like whatever comes to mind. And like, I think there's a place for that, but I really appreciate artists that like take a lot of time, like the opposite of what is cool now. It'd be like, oh, I did that in 5 minutes. You know? I think it's cooler if you're like, I did that in 5 years, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
I can't do that fast shit. I always tell people, I give people the warning, like, yo, if you're in the studio with me, I'll probably, it's gonna take hours for one song because I like to get it completely right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I take days on songs where I'll just point, like I'll start the flow and find certain words, or I'll get halfway and I'm like, I need a break, and like my mental needs a break, and then I'll get back to it the next day, and then I'm like, okay, that was cool, and then the next week could come and I'm like, oh, I figured it out, and then it'll finally be complete. And in the midst of that, I'll do other shit too in the middle of that time, but. Yeah, I take my time, bro. Like, I'm not like one of those fast dudes that make a million records in a day, bro. I can't do it. It's just not how I operate.
I like that. It's like you're making art for people to listen for a long time. So why would you not spend a long time making it?
And it's taxing on it's like, I speak from, not to sound corny, but from the heart. So it's like, you know, it's real shit. So it's like, you know, takes time to craft it in a way that like is digestible as well too. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I like to take my time. I'm a slow burner.
Yeah. I mean, you've obviously been in the studio with the whole Dreamville crew with J. Cole a lot. What's it like working with someone like J. Cole?
He writes. I mean, and to be honest with you, I have not been in the studio with J. Cole as much as people may like assume. I've been in there a few times with him. Because he actually, when he does his thing, he likes to be like kind of secluded as well. Like, and I'm the same way. Like, you know. But the times I have, he writes. Or he has some already written. And I just see him laying it down. But yeah, the times I've witnessed it, he'd just be sitting down and he'll just be writing it. And that's how I do too. And it's just like write it in my phone, or like I know he likes to write in a pen to pad sometimes too. And he goes up and he does his fucking thing, man. It's like, it's incredible to see. Cause sometimes like even with me, if I'm writing and I get to record and I gotta find the tone, and it takes me time to find like the levels I want to like say it at or whatever. And with him, he kind of like knows immediately and kind of gets it off in like a take sometimes. Or the times I've witnessed. So
one of the things that stuck with me, just hearing from like Boss and Aziz and Diesel, like just stories about like working, is just like how serious J. Cole takes the craft.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like he works at it like a job. Like it's like 9 to 5. He's in there working every day, no matter how he's feeling. Which I always think of that because it's like that's kind of like can be applied to anything. You know?
Yeah. And I had to. I feel like over the years I wasn't doing that. Like I was kind of like. I was young, man, and I think I was just happy to be there, and like I was so naturally talented at it that I kind of was like, God, like I'm you know, kind of playing with it a little bit. But now where I'm at, I'm like, I do it like that now. I'm like more so like if I'm in there, I'm in there. Like I'm fucking working. This is a job. I need to take it seriously. A lot of people wish to be in this position, and you know, I have that clarity now. So it's like, I think that's the best way to do it because it is a job, man, at the end of the day.
Rap culture is kind of the opposite, which makes it tough, I'm sure, to like take it seriously. And because it's all about like just doing shit on the fly and playing it cool kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's hard to like flip that and be like, nah, I'm going to really take this seriously.
Yeah, you can tell what somebody doing in 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm always saying.
You can tell. And you can hear like the times like on my mixtape, nothing personal. I was actually listening to that recently. It's really good actually. But there's a few songs on there where I was like, oh yeah. I did that one fast, and like you can just tell it's just not.
Yeah,
you know,
like that word wasn't the best word for that.
It was just
spot.
not good. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit you could just be like, okay, I was in there playing around, I was in there lit, just letting shit fly. So now I'm like I think the key word what Cole used to always tell me is like I would be like, man, I'm working, bro. I'm in the studio. But he was like, bro, are you working with intent? Like you need to go in the studio with intent. And I didn't really understand what he meant. I'm like, I'm in the studio. Of course I intend to make good shit. You know what I mean? It's just not happening. But now I get it. Because now I'm in there and it's like intentional. Like, what am I doing? I'm sitting down like really making sure I'm doing it to the best of my ability and pronouncing everything right and just doing it better and clearer. You know what I mean? So, but I had to work on myself to even get to that point. Like as a human outside of music to get to the point where I could really you know, get where I'm at today. So
yeah. What about other artists, like whether it's other Dreamville artists, like Earth Gang or Boss, or I mean, you have songs with YG, Kendrick Lamar, like you said you met with The Game. Like, what have you picked up? Either just like, I'm just curious about everyone's different approach to things where you're like, oh, I might have taken something from that person, or just like been impressed with how someone does things, you know? Yeah,
I mean, everybody you name. So with the YG joint, it was a send the track, send back type shit. So I didn't get to witness that. The Kendrick, I was in person with him, and it was the same thing as kind of like, oh, he just let the beat play, and like he would sit down quietly, and when he was ready, he got up, and he was like, all right, and then he just did it, and it was just like, so like he didn't fuck up. I think he did like 2 takes and just knocked it out. That was impressive to me because like I just told you, with me, sometimes I'm like, it'll take me like 10 times to get it correct how I hear it.
Yeah.
And with like Cole and Kendrick, they kind of just, it's like they get it down. It's like they know exactly what tone they're gonna use and they fucking deliver it perfectly. And I was like, damn, I want to get there where I know exactly what my levels are and my tone is and da 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 da. So yeah, I mean, it's the same. And they're writers, so it's like the same with me. I sit down. If you ask me to get on the feature or in the studio, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna tell you to play the beat and I'm gonna write it. And then I'm gonna go in and do it. So it's just, yeah.
I heard a little bit, but how'd you end up doing the record with Kendrick Lamar?
So we, they were Interscope too. It's like TD and Interscope had the same situation as Dreamville and Interscope. And like Interscope had this studio that all the artists pretty much worked at that was across the street from their building. I forget the name. So I had a session that day and I was walking in and I hear Cozz. And I look and it was Kendrick. And I was like, oh, what's up, bro? He was like, yeah, what you working on? I was like, working on my album, bro. So I'm in rooms, da 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 da. Like, pull up on me, I'll play some shit. And he was like, all right, cool. I didn't think he was actually gonna pull up. You know how people just be talking like, yeah, I'll see. But he pulled up and I was like, oh shit. So the first song I played him was the song he got on was Hustle Story because I knew, I was like, I'm gonna play on this. Like, this some shit he would probably love. Not expect him to get on it or anything like that. But he heard it and then he was like, let me know if you got some room for me on that. And I was like, bro, hell yeah. Like, I'll make room if I don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, bro, hell yeah. So, like I said, like he sat down and started writing. And then, like, I didn't know how he operated. So my boys were, like, still in there, like, kind of laughing and making jokes. And I was like, yo, like, let him, I was like, shh, let that man work. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's how it happened, bro. It was very organic and just, yeah. And he was like, yeah, you can do whatever you want with that. And I was like, all right, cool.
That's dope. That's cool. So I know like the last few years you haven't dropped as much. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Like your kind of label situation now and dropping music and where you're at with that?
Yeah. So I think the last thing I dropped was the Fortune EP in 2021. And we had a whole plan to drop that year multiple EPs, which were ready to go. I had like 2 more EPs ready and then an album was going to come after that. And Interscope was kind of like giving us the runaround. We sent them our plan and, kind of had the budget mapped out or whatever. And during that time, Interscope like was swapping out like presidents and the staff. They kind of like cleaned the building out. It became and they got like new people to run shit too. So all the people that I was working with weren't even working there anymore. And they were kind of giving us like the runaround and holding us up and not telling us like, yo, we don't want to, I don't know what the situation was like, but I think they were trying to clean up the building to where like the people that weren't like in the green or the bigger artists, they weren't trying to, put no more money into it. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to recoup as an artist unless you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like unless you got that hit or you're Drake or somebody like that, it's really, really hard to recoup, especially when you get a large sum of money out of the system is rigged, bro. So I was definitely in the red, and I think they were just holding us up. And then we saw that, and I guess I don't know the ins and outs of it, but that's when they started fighting for us to get out of the Interscope situation, just so we could be free and continue to work, because that's what we needed to do. But the plan was there to drop, like we wanted to. We had the music, and we just legally couldn't.
So there's no way around that. Like as an artist, can you even put the songs on like your IG or something, or not even?
I mean, I could have, but no. I mean, putting the songs on IG is just,
But you can't put anything on streaming.
No streaming, nothing, bro. Like they had it was legally I couldn't do shit. Yeah. I mean, I could have did like what I'm doing now, kind of like dropping freestyles on YouTube and shit like that. Now that I think about it, but I just wanted to I was just so set on like that plan, and I thought like in my head I was like, okay, it's a hold up, but it's gonna come out eventually, and I don't want to fuck up the in betweens or whatever, and it just wasn't happening, bro. So that took like 2.5 years of my life from dropping music, bro. Yeah, it was crazy, dog. So
how does it look like getting out of a deal? Like, what are those like? Is there like a negotiation? Do you have to like pay back money or something? Like,
not me personally. I don't know what the exact deal entails. Dreamville does, you know what I mean? But they work something out.
They work out.
Something
like,
out.
All right, we're off.
Yeah. They work something out. I'm sure something had to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know the ins and outs of that.
So now are we going to get all those projects from you and all the music?
Yeah, but I've made I'm so much better now as an artist too that I'm like, even the ones I was thinking about putting out, I'm like, there's still good ones on there, so I'll take like some of the really, really good ones from there that are like just like, okay, these are undeniable. But I've made more projects in between that time, like recently. Like I've done like 2 more projects in the past couple months that I'm super excited about, that are fire, that I'm like, man, this is like the level I need to be at. Like I'm ready. So we'll see what happens with the other ones and how I'll mix that in. But I got some shit. So
that's what happens with art. It's like you make stuff and then it's like you want to plan to release it, but by the time, you know, even if there's no like whole thing with the label, it's like there's always something new, and it's like, wait, but that's what I'm on now. I don't even want to drop that in. It's a shame with music because so much music that just goes unheard and just like stays on hard drives.
And that's where I kind of like, because of course, like whether it's old to me, but it'll be new to the world if I put it out, right? But I think where it's a weird middle ground because it's like, damn, like I know I'm so much better. So like, why would I put out something where I'm like, I'm better than that now?
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Doesn't even represent you now.
Yeah, it doesn't represent where I'm at. So it's kind of like, it's hard to it's hard to have the drive to put that shit out. You know,
maybe like in 10 years or something, you know?
It's just like, oh, these are old files. Yeah.
Like when Drake dropped like the Care Package thing. And
right.
It's like a bunch of loose stuff, and then, you know, feeds the fan base like, oh, I get to hear him back then.
Exactly, bro. That's, you know, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with those, because like I said, a lot of it is really good music. Is just I'm better, so I want to represent the best me at this time, especially being gone for so long. I have to put my best foot foot forward. So
it seems like it's really hard for lyrical artists that take time with their shit to break through. Back in the day, there would be a label that would push it and it would be this whole rollout, and now it's like you can work 10 years on an album and then just drop it and like crickets, and then the next day there's 50 new things and no one ever heard it.
It moves fast.
So what do you think? I mean, you've been dropping like those freestyles on your IG and YouTube, and then like clips from that. I think that's a really good strategy.
I was gonna say, I think just showing up, being consistent, because I think that's something it's not I think I'd like not something I think I lacked consistency. Sometimes it's my fault, I think, and then sometimes clearly with the Interscope situation, it wasn't my fault. And also too, when I first got signed, like I got signed in 2014 where it was still the end of that era. It was like the beginning of the end of the era of like people just dropping albums every 1 year or 2 and 1.5 years or whatever. And people weren't just dropping as much as it was. So I came at the end of that. So during that time, Cole and Dreamville as a whole was like, yeah, bro, you need to drop albums, like good bodies of work. And then out of nowhere, the shift came where it was like, you just need to keep dropping shit consistently, So that's why like I was taking my time during that time as well. But I think now, bro, it's just about being consistent, bro. And like what I want to do is be consistent, but also have that quality too. I don't want to lose the quality value of it because of just quantity as well. But so I'm trying to like, and what I've been doing with the freestyles is like keeping that quality there, but also like keep hitting them, the visuals. You know, it's just literally, and it's a little bit of a stroke of luck too, I think, with this shit. Yeah. Like, it's like you just kind of got to get lucky with this shit and just stay in people's faces, bro. You just got to stay active and see what the fuck happens at this point, bro. It's like, I think we're all still trying to figure it out too. So it's like, I don't really have a real answer, but.
Yeah, it's interesting though, thinking about a lot of artists take that and they go, all right, I'm going to put out, 200 songs this year because I need to drop. But like another approach is just like, I'm going to still put out 10 songs this year, but each song I'm going to post about like 200 times.
And have content behind
and
each
clip
one.
Each one a little bit. Yeah. Actually, another artist that came on my podcast, Daniel Allen, he said he posted 192 times for one song.
Damn.
And the 192nd video went viral and it has 30 million streams now.
See?
And, got him playing festivals and shit. So
that's crazy because literally I posted the freestyle dropped last week today, and it's getting a lot more traction than it did last week. And so it's just, that's the name of the game, is they just keep posting the shit because somebody gonna see it that didn't see it the time you posted it. So it's just more so about just not being afraid to keep posting the same shit, because I feel like I was at that place too where I was just like, I don't want to keep posting it. Like, people are gonna get tired of me posting the same shit over and over again. But it's like, nah, you got to. Like, look at Russell. That man, he's at where he's at because he just fucking post all day, every day, and it worked for him. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm gonna do it like that, but I think it's the consistency thing.
I think that's gonna be huge for artists. Just like you still have to make the quality work, but it's like get as many eyeballs on it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And that's all I think. Like that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm confident in my shit. I just need the eyes. Like once people just are aware, I think it'll go good.
Can you talk about, like, as an artist that signed a few years ago and you got held up with that, like, how do you make money as an artist now? I mean, obviously there's touring.
It was just like streams and shows here and there, and just little like features and shit like that, and like little side businesses I do, whatever. So
Was COVID tough?
COVID was fucking tough. It was weird because I just got like a nice check like right before COVID hit. So I was like, thank God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I fucked up because I don't have a job. You know what I mean? It's like I'm my own business, whatever.
Yeah.
So I could have like applied and not have to pay rent and shit. And I was still paying because I was just like, well, I got it. So fuck it.
Yeah.
And over time, you know, shit started getting low.
Shit
and I wasn't
so
touring.
long. Yeah.
And I wasn't, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, fuck, I'm spending a lot more than I'm making.
Yeah.
And it got really, really tough for me at the time.
Because touring shows, festivals, that's probably the main.
I didn't have like a set like merch thing going on at the time or anything either. And I still don't. That's what I'm gonna, you know, this year's rebuilding and rebranding and shit. But yeah, it got tough after a while. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what the fuck is going on, you know. Thank God, like I passed it, and I talk about it in a lot of the music that's coming out this year and shit, like the tough times and you know, I'm the guy who talks about the tough stuff after I get past it. When I'm in a better place, and I'm in a better place now. So, but nah, yeah, it was bad for a minute, man. It got really bad.
But yeah, now you've been sober almost a year.
Yeah, you
seem like really refreshed and great right now.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Because you're sharing a little bit on IG and stuff, like
you
know, and you're down. How many? You're down like 30 pounds?
50 pounds. I lost 50 pounds.
That's crazy. I thought it was 50, and I was like, there's no way you had 50 pounds to lose when I saw you like a year ago or whatever.
Yeah, bro. If I show you a pic, I got to pull it up. But that fucking, I was like 215 at my heaviest last year. I'm 160. I teeter between 160 and 165 right now. So,
and that's kind of mostly from the alcohol.
It was part of it. But also, like, I was in a depressive state and didn't even know it. You know what I mean? So I think I wasn't active. I wasn't working out at all. I was eating whatever the fuck I wanted, and I was just sitting on my ass kind of. And of course the alcohol definitely I was drinking every day. And it was just habit, man. And I've been drinking since I was 15 years old. And I've always had, when I was younger, like I was always a quiet kid and had kind of like social anxiety and shit like that. And I just didn't know what it was. I didn't have the name for it, the social anxiety thing, right? So when I discovered alcohol young, I was like, oh, damn, that took that away. So then I got accustomed to that. So then every time I have to be social, I needed to drink. And it started like that. And then when I got signed, I had the money to keep doing it and be like, okay, I can afford this habit. You know what I mean? And it became my studio ritual. I feel like I could not record without it. So every time, if I'm in the studio every day, that means I'm drinking every day. So it just like got bad over years. And there was some times where I would take 2 months off or a month, not even off, just like lessen it for like a month or two, get back in shape. When I was like 24, I remember I like lost weight again. And then it would get bad again. You know what I mean? And last year was like the worst it got, man. Over the years, I ended up getting 2 DUIs. I crashed my car last year, got into an accident. I lost a really, really close friend of mine. Like I call him like my chosen family, whatever, to pretty much alcohol. And that, it was a lot that led to me stopping, but that was the thing that broke. What is it? How do I say this? The straw that broke the camel's back?
Yeah.
That's what did it. That's when it really opened my eyes to my mortality and realized like, damn, I'm drinking a lot. Like it was every day. And so when that happened, I was like, man, I got to stop, man, because he's my age, and if it could happen to him, it could have been any one of us, and how we get down is crazy, man. And also, I asked myself, man, like, do you want to be, what does it take for you? What will it take for you to reach your full potential? And I knew one of the biggest things was taking away that alcohol and having to conquer that anxiety, that social anxiety, and do it myself, man, because it was my crutch for everything, bro. And it was either I'm gonna die from alcohol, or I'm gonna learn how to tackle the social anxiety, or like learn how to perform on stage without this alcohol, or learn how to record without it. And I was so scared that I would be not as talkative around people, or I wouldn't make music as good. That was one of my biggest fears, was the music thing. Like, damn, like I've been writing and recording for 10 years using alcohol, will I be able to do it as well if I take that away? And I'm actually making the best that I've ever made now, and I'm actually so comfortable in crowds now and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to get over that hump of uncomfortability, and I made it past that hump finally, man. And it's like the clarity I have, and just like I'm just a better man now. Like you're saying, like it's like I'm a lot more considerate of people's feelings and shit. I done fucked up relationships with women, with friends, all type of shit, family, just being lit. And I was blacking out all the time and not remembering shit, bro. So it was just taken away from my path and my potential, man. And I was like, if I want to get to the place I see myself getting to, I have to sacrifice that shit, bro. So I made that decision, and I've stuck with it, man. So
that's really dope.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was a part of my personality, bro. Like,
and it's
really
so normalized in society where it's like it's hard to get away from, because you always have friends that are just like, you know, they may or may not have a problem, but everyone's drinking all the time. And it's like, oh, come on, just have a drink. And, you know, some people are like, if you say you don't drink, question themselves, and they're like trying to push you. What do you mean you don't drink? You're not fun like that or something?
Yeah.
And so it's tough to get away from it. And you were able to just quit.
Yeah, cold turkey, boom. Just stopped.
Just hit you one day.
Yeah, bro.
Just like, all right.
Yeah. But I'm like that. I'm an extremist, bro. Like, good and bad. So it's like, you know, because I'm very indecisive, but once I make a decision, I'm so headstrong on it, and you cannot budge me. I'm like that with everything. So like with alcohol, it's like when I was doing it, I was overly doing it. I'm like I said, like if I'm getting the gas at the gas station, I'm gonna stop and get a drink before I do that. That's how bad it was. Like if I'm just chilling at home, I'm like, I might as well be bored and buzzed. You know what I mean? That's how it was. So when I made that decision, it's like I went overboard with, like, in a good way, like. We're working out too. Like I was walking like 10 miles a day, and in the gym, like do the 10 miles and then go to the weight room and then be lifting and shit. And then I cut carbs, and I cut sugar and all the bad shit, processed foods. Like I'm still on that path, because like once I do it, I'm just on it. That's what I'm doing. It's my lifestyle now. So it's like,
and good and bad things compound. So it's like if you drink every day, it just slowly gets worse and worse and worse, and spiral. And if you do what you're doing now, it's like it's getting crazy. You're gonna, every area of your life, I'm sure, is just like
fucking. It's the best, like so far the best year I've had, and I can't even tell you how long. Like everything is just coming to me now. Like it's just coming. It's flowing, and I'm just more focused than I've ever fucking been, bro. Like even with the music and shit. After I leave here, I'm going to the studio. You know what I mean? Like I do nothing but record, plan my next move, and like do fucking boring shit like take walks, drink coffee, fucking watch movies and shit, bro. Like and write, you know what I mean? But I'm loving it. And at first I was like, damn, like I'm bored. And then I was like, nah, I'm at peace finally. Like there's not chaos going on in my life. It's not a constant mode of chaos and bullshit. So
I kind of look at things like seasons, you know?
Yeah.
I'm kind of in that same season where I'm just, my old self would be like, that's a boring life.
Yeah.
But I'm just, you know, it's a little slower, a little more like just.
Yeah, bro. It's just, you know, slower.
What's on the horizon for you now? Like, where do you see this year going? And I mean, even like down the road, like 10 years, now that you're super clear and like on the upward trend, like, where do you see everything?
Just, you know, I think being the best me I can be, which will lead to me being the best artist I can be, because that's what I love to do. And I you know, this is the main mission, and wherever that takes me is where I'm willing to go. You know, I got business ideas and shit like that too, man. I think my thing is just wherever God is taking me is where I'm willing to go type shit. And I just want to be the best me I can be. And wherever that leads me is where I'm going to go. And whatever ideas I have, I want to execute and do it like that. I just want to be happy. I just want to continue to be happy and just grow and make sure the people around me are happy and growing. And if that's like Grammys and shit, then that's what it is. If it's not, that's cool too. You know what I mean? It's just like, just doing my best.
I love that.
Yeah, just doing my fucking best, bro.
I love that it's process oriented. It's not, that's like the biggest thing I see so often. People are like, you know, you got to visualize your goal and manifest it. And like, I think, you should be able to like visualize things, but it's more about that. It's like, what am I going to do every day? Yeah. What you just said is amazing. You're just like, I'm just going to do this. And what the result of that is out of my control.
It's out of my control. It's like, all I can do is focus on what I can't control at the moment. And it's just being the better me, man, and just doing what I'm doing. So we'll see what happens.
And that's what leads to like unhappiness. Is it's the difference between expectation and reality. And if you're always like expecting, I need a Grammy. and it doesn't happen, but it's out of your control. You're not going to be happy. But if you're just like, I'm just going to see what comes out of this, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about the Revenge of the Dreamers camps. And I remember seeing that years ago. There's been 3 albums or 4?
3, yeah.
3, and then the other mixtape. But
oh, the D-Day mixtape.
Yeah. What I remember seeing those sessions where it's like 50 people in there, and there's like the clip of you guys all going in together and making was it the Lambo truck song or the
when Cole we played on Lambo.
You're talking about like robbing him or something or a reason. Yeah. What was that like, and like what are your memories of that?
It was cool as shit, but I told you earlier, like, I don't operate like that when I record. Like all the people and shit, I usually it's just me, my engineer, maybe one other person or a producer or some shit like that. But I'm very, very like secluded when I record usually. So I had to adjust and I had to adjust fast because everybody was rushing to use, you know, like it was kind of first come, first serve when it came to recording.
It was like everyone wanted to like get in, because if you just sat on the side, you're not going to be on it.
You're not going to be on it. So everybody's like trying to get in, and there'll be times where it's like 10 people on the song, and then Ebe or whoever makes those decisions is cutting the people. You know, the worst verse is gone. Shit, even like Down Bad, I recorded a verse to Down Bad, down bad.
Yeah.
They didn't make the cut. Wasn't good enough. You feel me? Like and it wasn't like I ain't even mad at it. But I spit a verse to it, and it didn't make it. So that's just how it was. It was very like cutthroat. But also super, super fun, and like, you know, comfortability is a prison. So me being uncomfortable helped me grow, and I remember just coming back home and being so much stronger with the recording process and my writing and shit. Like, I was like super inspired for fucking weeks, like every day, just in it. But it was amazing, man, and it was amazing to see how people operate, like different artists operate. Like, some people are really good at that fast pace, like don't need to write. Just get in, get out, and like Buddy was like he's fucking crazy with it. It was an experience, man. It was an experience.
That's cool. Is there gonna be another one or another?
I don't know. We'll see.
The logistics of that to organize that is probably crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea how that works.
Because it wasn't even just Dreamville in there, right? It was just like
it was like everybody. There's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
A lot of artists.
Besides your music, is there anything else that's exciting you right now? Like whether it's like, I don't know, AI or another business idea or, you know, merch design, anything like.
I just think my brand overall, I'm excited. Like I'm rebuilding my team and everything. Like I'm starting kind of from scratch with everything. And I don't have anything like set in stone, but I just know that I'm in the process of it and things are coming and things have been coming to me. And like, I'm just excited to just be on a journey with this clear mind, and like with the seriousness I'm taking it, I'm just very excited to see what happens. And I definitely want to, you know, I love like fashion and clothes and shit, so I definitely want to venture off into that world too. I eventually want to get into the acting shit too, but I think first is the music. So I've been really, really, really just head on with that, with just making sure the music is correct, making sure like I can be the best artist first, and then everything else will come when it's supposed to as well. So I guess the answer to that is no. It's just the music for now. Like, is what I'm really excited about. Yeah, because like, you know, that's what the people know me for, and I haven't been able to deliver a lot of it, unfortunately. So like, I'm just excited to get a lot out and to establish myself and get that household name and be able to go from there type shit. Yeah.
Dope, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Man, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being so open and honest.
For sure.
And I'm really excited to see what comes for you in the next few years.
Thank you, bro.
The album music. Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Fun, man.
Yeah, I ain't really got a flex. Been putting work in, so you know what to expect.